welcome.
Okay, you can mute your microphone, please. Upon entry, let's mute our microphones. Let's mute our microphones. Saif, you're disturbing and Rayat. Let us mute so that I start doing what brought us here. Okay, so I'm going to share the screen. Today, we are going to look at the theme of identity. And we are going to look at Once Upon a Time. It's a common poem. It is a simpler poem, even if you're doing it for the seen or the unseen under identity. It is a good poem that a student can attempt, by Gabriel Okara. So let us look at it and then we see. Okay, as others are joining, I've also uploaded this work as an assignment because I'll leave the last questions for us to attempt as an assignment. So if you already check your Google Classroom assignment, I uploaded the poem and relevant questions in line with that. So I hope you will be able to see that. As usual, I will choose students to read the poem. I encourage that we read the poem more than once so that we can be able to interpret. Poetry, interpretation is very important. Okay, so this is literature, week 3. That is my name for those who are just joining us for this week. So it's under the topic Once Upon a Time by Gabriel Okara. It should have actually been under identity. So that is the first stanza. Can we see in my list? Can I have people at least who wants to read for us? Who wants to read for us? Gracie, the first person to put up her hand, I think was Gracie. And then I will take William G. I don't know what G stands for, but I will take William G. Gracie?
Yes.
Okay. Have a go at it.
Once upon a time. Once upon a time, son, they used to laugh with their hearts and laugh with their eyes, but now they only laugh with their teeth, while their ice-cold eyes search behind my shadow. There was a time indeed they used to shake hands with their hearts, but that's gone, son. Now they shake hands without hearts, while their left hands search my empty pockets. Feel at home, come again, they say. And when I come again and feel at home, feel at home, come again, they say. And when I come again and feel at home, once, twice, there will be no thrice. For then I find doors shut on me. So I have learned many things, son. I have learned to wear many faces, like dresses, home face, office face, street face, face, cocktail face, with all their comforting smiles. I have learned to laugh with only teeth and to shake hands without my heart. I have also learned to say goodbye when I mean good riddance, to say glad to meet you without being glad, and say it's been nice talking to you after being bored. But believe me, son, I want to be what I used to be when I was like you. I want to unlearn all these muting things. Most of all, I want to relearn how to laugh For my laugh in the mirror shows only my teeth like a snake's fang. So show me, son, how to laugh. Show me how I used to laugh and smile. Once upon a time when I was like you. By Gabriel Okara, Nigeria.
Okay, thank you. You're a good reader. I do appreciate that. That's very good of you. Thank you. I had picked someone. Is he still online? The person I had picked, the second reader, was I think a boy. He's offline.
Yes.
Oh, you're on?
I'm on.
All right, thank you. You're going to give us a second reading.
Yes.
It's okay. Let me just work on the screen here. Okay, otherwise, I hope you're okay. Could you tell us your name?
Judge William.
All right, Judge William.
Yes.
Gracie, let us use the chat room very well. It is for asking relevant questions, not sending funny highs and hellos. This is class time, so I expect us to be quiet and listening to those that are reading. So William, please kick on.
Once upon a time. Once upon a time, son, they used to laugh with their hearts and laugh with their eyes. But now they only laugh with their teeth, while their eyes close eyes search behind my shadow.
Yes. Sorry about that.
Once upon a time. Once upon a time. Once upon a time, son, they used to laugh with their hearts and laugh with their eyes. But now they only laugh with their teeth, while their eyes closed eyes search behind my shadow. There was a time indeed they used to shake hands with their hearts, but that's gone, son. Now they shake hands without hearts, while their left hands search my empty pockets. Feel at home, come again, they say. And when I come again and feel at home once, twice, there will be no thrice. For then I find those shut on me. So I have learned many things, son. I have learned to wear many faces, like dresses, home face, office face, street face, host face, cocktail face, with all their comforting smiles. I have learned too to laugh with only teeth and shake hands without my heart. I have also learned to say goodbye when I mean good riddance, to say glad to meet you without being glad, and say it's been nice talking to you after being bored.
Yes, continue.
But believe me, son, I want to be what I used to be when I was like you. I want to unlearn all these meeting things. Most of all, I want to relearn how to laugh. For my laugh in the mirror shows only my teeth like a snake's fangs. So show me, son, how to laugh. Show me how. I used to laugh and smile. Once upon a time when I was like you. By Gabriel Okara, Nigeria.
Okay, thank you so much. All of us have done at least, plus our own readings. I'm sure we have taken enough readings. So today, I'm interested in much more than that. People whose hands are up, I don't know what you want to say. Maureen, Marcel, you want to say something before we proceed?
Show me the first topic. I want to photoshoot it, sir.
What do you mean first topic?
From the start.
Okay, now I might not be able to have it like that, but what I can do is I have already uploaded this work. I'm going to be sharing, we shall be rotating around the same thing, but this is a poem under identity. Once upon a time, it's under identity by Gabriel Okara. He's a Nigerian. So I'm going to be sharing with us more on the poem. So don't you worry, I'm going to do that. S507, what's your name? S5, yes.
My name is Sabir Mahjoub.
Sabel.
Yeah, I'm connected from Mango straight away.
Okay, let me rename you because I need to have you. Is Sabel like that?
Sabir, Sabir.
Del.
Yeah.
Sabir. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. Techno F1, your hand
That
is
is
up.
it. All right.
Techno, your hand is up. Okay. Your hand is up. Okay. So let us go to the basic questions that we're asking in literature. Before even, the first question usually is, who is speaking? But before we ask who is speaking, you can have, as a student, ask yourself, what is happening in this poem? Who is involved? Those simple questions help to aid your understanding of a poem. To try to trace the action in the poem, it can help you aid your learning. But here, let's go straight away to our first question. Who is the speaker? Who is the persona? Who is the speaking voice, or what is the speaking voice in this poem? All those questions mean the same thing: the speaker, the persona, or the person in the poem. Who is he, or who is she? Let us begin from there. And then also later on, we shall answer, who is this person addressing? How do you know that person is who you have picked? So yes, hands up, anyone who can share with us what is happening in this, or who is speaking. First, let's begin with who is speaking. Hands up, hands up. Who is speaking in our poem? Lisha?
It's a parent speaking.
It's a parent speaking. How so do you know?
Because he keeps saying my son, son everywhere. So yeah.
Okay, that is a good one. The person using techno, okay, Olivia. You can pause, you can mute your microphone after that so that we don't.
A mother is the one speaking in the poem.
A mother? How do you know it's a mother? Where does she say, I am a woman? Or where does she mention that she's female?
She says that.
Pardon?
So I have learned many things, son. I have learned to wear many faces, like dresses, home face, office face, street face, host face, cocktail face, with all their comforting smiles.
So it is only women who can wear different faces, mothers. I think that is okay, thank you. It's not so exact. It's hard for you to know if it's a mother. Olivia K, was that Olivia K?
Yes.
Okay, Tracy Hope. Tracy Hope, you can say something. Tracy Hope.
A parent is speaking. A parent who is speaking to his son.
Okay, a parent who is speaking to his son. I think we can all
A
agree.
parent who is speaking to his son is the speaker.
Okay, so the speaker in the poem or the persona in the poem is a parent who is speaking to his child or to his boy Oh, that is good enough. Next question. What is the subject matter of the poem? So this time around, before we look at subject matter, I want us to analyze from stanza 1, what is happening? Are we together? From stanza 1, I want us to look at from stanza 1, what is happening in this poem. I don't have to mute people, but it seems people want to be muted. Please, after giving an answer, mute yourself so that we do not disturb one another. I want to focus on delivering, so you can mute. This is a small class, we can manage ourselves. Okay, I want us to begin analyzing from stanza 1. And I'll be using hands here, stanza 1. We shall reread the stanza, and then someone tells us what he or she thinks is happening in this passage, or rather in this stanza. Okay, let me see by show of hands. Tracy Hope. Okay, Tracy Hope has disappeared. Can I have Aisha? Your microphone is already on. Do you want to say something?
I would like to read the poem.
We finished reading the poem. Now, basically, you're going to read the stanza and analyze for us. What do you think is happening in stanza 1? Stanza 1 is here. So you're going to read for us and analyze what you think is happening in that stanza. That's what we want to hear now. Yes?
I think it's talking about.
I'm only interested in stanza 1. I'm only interested in stanza 1. So tell me in stanza 1, which is here, that once upon a time, son, they used to laugh with their hearts and laugh with their teeth, but now they only laugh with their teeth, while their cold eyes search behind my shadow. What do you think is happening only in that stanza? That's what I'm interested in.
Changes that at first it was good, but now it has changed, which means that the situation is changing day by day.
Okay, it's changing day by day. What do they, thank you so much. Another person who can tell us what they mean by they used to laugh with their hearts. What is to laugh with your heart? Donald, what is to laugh with your heart? Michelle? Pardon?
I think it means like laughing genuinely.
Okay, a genuine laughter that is from your heart. Oh, that's a beautiful one. Thank you so much. Next person, what do they mean by laugh with your teeth? Oh, laugh with your teeth and laugh. I think those can all be in the same. Those can all be the same. I want someone to interpret for what they mean by, but now they only laugh with their teeth. While what is to laugh with only your teeth? I'm interested in what that one means. Hillman, what is to laugh with? What is only to laugh with your teeth?
Well, like she says, and now they only laugh with their teeth. It's that they only like smile, so that they are happy, but deep inside, like the ice cold eyes searching behind my shadow, deep inside them, they do not really.
Okay, so in short, they are pretending to be happy.
Yes, they only pretend to be happy, but like she says, in the past they used to laugh with their hearts and their eyes, as in they really meant it.
Thank you so much. So that is the interpretation of stanza 1. Let us rush very fast. Let's go to stanza 2. What do we have in stanza 2? We are told in stanza 2 that there was, please let's mute. There was a time indeed they used to shake hands with their hearts, but that's gone, son. Now they shake hands without hearts, while their left hands search my empty pockets. What have these people become now here? And who are these we are talking about? Michelle. Yes, Michelle?
Yes.
Stanza 2. What?
I think they used to shake their hands. Indeed, like when, in case maybe they would be shaking their hands while maybe saying hi or hello, greeting you, but now they are just like hypocrites. They don't mean it. Yes, yes.
Okay, so this time around, to shake hands here is a greeting. So when they used to greet, they greeted you in such a way that they meant it. When someone says, how are you? Most times I want us to look at us. When you ask someone how they are, do you really mean it? Most times when you ask your friend, how are you today? Most times you ask them as a pastime thing or a daily routine. So that's what we are talking about, that people no longer greet because they care. They greet because it's a formality. They greet because it's a way of pretending, because everyone greets. What do they mean by while their left hands search my empty pockets? What do you think is happening there? Asingwide Rebecca? Yes, Rebecca? Asingwide Rebecca? It seems her hand is just up. Any other? Let me take here Donald. Donald, what does the poet, or rather, what does the persona mean when he says that while their left hands search my empty pockets? Yeah. Get a good spot for network. That one is not so good. Yes, try again. Okay, your network. You get a good spot. You get a good spot. I'll pick on you again. Your network. Techno F1. Techno F1. Techno F1, are you on? Yes. William G. William G.
Yeah, yes. I think it means they shake hands while they look at you financially, whether you're rich or poor, and if you're poor, they kind of disrespect you or something like that.
Okay, yes, that can be an intro, that can be something close. However, while their hands, most times people do that as like when they say search my empty pockets, that can it could symbolize theft there. We can take that as theft, okay. Sorry, I think I also have issues with my network. It's off and on. I hope you're listening. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, just my network. I'm trying to get back to my screen. Give me a little time. Okay, that can be, so, but in case you have your poem there, you can begin interpreting for us the third stanza rather. Those with their poems, if you're using Google Classroom, you can be able to interpret for us the next stanza, because we want to understand stanza by stanza. People whose hands are up. Accessing my drive is becoming a problem. Okay, there. Network is number. Someone can share with us. Those whose hands are up, one person can share with us.
Excuse me, sir. I'd like to ask a question about the priest.
Please do. It's okay, you ask.
The last previous poem. I'd like
I beg your pardon?
to give my answer. I would like to give my answer according to the question you had asked, to see whether it's wrong or
It's okay, you're welcome.
say that
Where? Yes. Which question are you answering? The first one or the second one?
with our I would like to answer the second one.
Okay.
I was saying that they say while their left hand set my pockets, I try to say that they are trying to mean in this poem that they greet having an interest in us, or they try to befriend us with an interest in us. Is that answer also correct?
Yes, you can call it the intention of stealing from us or stealing from you. Are we together?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's look at the next stanza. The next stanza is here. You're welcome. Next stanza is here. You can read for us that stanza before you go.
Feel at home.
Stanza
come
3, read for
again.
us.
Feel at home, come again, they say. And when I come, again I feel. At home, once again, twice. There will be no three, not three, not three, thrice.
Yes.
For then I find door out on me.
Okay, thank you so much. Let us now interpret this. What do they mean by feel at home? Come again, they say. And when I come again and feel at home once, twice, there will be no thrice. For then I find those shut on me. What does that stanza mean? Yes, let's put up our hands. The same people are here. Can we share what does that stanza mean? Donald? Donald, what do you think that stanza means? Yes, Donald, I'm waiting on you. Okay, if Donald is off, let us have Roxy. Abigail. Abigail, what does that stanza mean? Number 3, what do you interpret? What do you think is happening in that stanza? What does the persona mean there?
I think they mean like when they say feel at home, come again, then they say it again. Then the second time you come, they tell you the same thing, but when you come up like for the third time, they don't want to welcome you again because I think they have exhausted you and they find no use in you again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. If I know using you again, next person, can we have another try? Let me have Hope Mwende. Hope Mwende, could you give a try? Hope Mwende. Okay, let me have Chidavo. Chidavo, could you try?
Yeah, I think it's just that they welcome
Are we
me for.
getting me?
Yes.
Okay, so could you give a try on that area?
Yes, teacher. I think it's all about that. When they welcome you for the first time, they see that you're just a visitor. For the second time, they're getting exhausted of you, and by the third time, they don't want to get in contact with you, and I think they just let go.
Okay, that is very true. Now it reminds me, if I'm to ask all of us here, how many times can you entertain someone? If someone visited today, tomorrow, the other day, most times we get tired of people. That's the kind of society we have become. The one which does not want to host people every day. That's why when your grandparents come, you ask your mother, when is she going back? So that is what we are saying in that stanza. That is the kind of society we have become, a society that discards others to a point that even you shut doors on them. To shut down, or to rather shut doors on someone, means you no longer welcome them to your home. Thank you so much. Let's look at the next stanza. So I have learned many things, son. I have learned to wear many faces like dresses. I have now a home face, office face, street face, host face, cocktail face, with all their comforting smiles. There is a line missing here, like portraits on a wall. What does this one mean? What does this stanza mean? Let me see whose hands are up. Tracy Hope. Tracy Hope, what do you think it means? Aisha?
I think it means whenever he or she goes, that he has to put on a different face. His or her own enemy. He has to show her that he's his or her own friend, with the fact that that enemy is hiding through her and doesn't want to show her his true identity. So to avoid that, he also has to show the same face that she has no problem with it.
Okay, I think I've liked one word there, identity. I will comment on it. The same hands, Gracie. Gracie, could you say something? What does the persona mean when he says? So I have also learned many things. I've learned to wear many faces, like dresses. I have now a home face, office face, and all those faces with their smiles.
Yes, it means that he has learned how to adjust to the behaviors of the people in the society. He has learned how to behave and conduct himself like them so that he can also fit.
Very, very well. At this point, he has changed his identity. Someone had talked about identity. He has changed his identity. He has adapted the ways of these other people, the people who he has been with, the ones who have different faces. He has also learned to be like them. He has learned to have the office face. So when he's at work, he has the office face. When he's in the street, he has the street face. So that's what we are saying, that at this point, he has learned to have as many faces as possible. Now, this is the point where we get to know that this person has lost his identity. Remember the theme, the poem is under identity. We are looking at Once Upon a Time by Gabriel Okara, and under the theme of identity, how most of us have lost our identities. That's why if I'm to pose a question here in this group, looking at your names, I can be able to tell you identity. Maybe that is something I need to tell you, that identity is in different forms. Identity can be in terms of naming. We know that the Baganda have the way they name. If someone says I'm Okero, you are able to locate that person who comes from the north. When someone says I'm Namoviru, you can locate that person within the central. So that is identity. But also identity can extend to the way you behave. That's why most times people say that you behave like a certain tribe, because they have known that people in that region behave in such a manner. So we are saying here the identity, he has lost his identity. Someone please, could you mute? There's a lot of feedback. Could you mute? I don't want to mute you. Good. So we are looking at identity, that he has been able to show us two identities. The first identity, how people used to behave then and how people behave now. Now he has also learned the new identity of having several faces. That's why he says, but son, I have learned to have as many faces as possible to fit. That's what it means in this stanza. that I have also learned to have as many faces as possible. That means he has lost his identity to the ways of the people. That is how far we have come. Thank you. Let's go to the next stanza. Here, I have learned too to laugh with only my teeth and shake hands without my heart. I have also learned to say goodbye when I mean good riddance, to say glad to meet you without being glad, and to say it's been nice talking to you after being bored. That is yet another stanza that we are going to add. So what does that one mean? What is happening in that stanza? The same hands. Could other people come in? The same hands. I have the Chiravos, the Techno, the Hillman. Hillman, come in. Could you say something?
Yes. So this one, according to me, it means he has learned to deal with people, the way people react. If maybe was having a conversation and it was boring, of course, he wouldn't tell it was boring because the person would have a bad way of reacting. So in this sense, that the writer has learned on how to deal with people. Sometimes they wouldn't that you tell. Sometimes it is maybe good to tell them what they want here instead of what they are maybe supposed to, or what you're supposed to tell them. It could that way maybe it could harm you or them.
Okay, there are very many supposed, so I don't know which one is supposed to, but thank you. You have hinted on something very core, that is telling people what they want to hear other than what they need to hear. So most times people pretend to put on smiles. How many times, let me ask you in your heart of hearts, how many times have you told someone you're most welcome when you really mean it? So those are the things we're talking about, that we have learned to pretend. So even here, he says here that I have also learned to shake my hands without my heart. That means he no longer means it. He simply just shakes his hands now. He has also learned to pretend when he says, I have learned to say goodbye when I mean good riddance. That is yet another area. So he has also changed his behavior. This paragraph and the previous one mean the same, that his character has changed. Now he has become like one of them, a pretentious human being. And many of us, if you are very sincere with yourself, you belong to this category where you pretend that, oh, you had fun when you were actually very bored. Okay, let's look at the next stanza. This is a very important stanza. But believe me, son, I want to be what I used to be when I was like you. I want to unlearn all these muting things. Most of all, I want to relearn how to laugh. For my laugh in the mirror shows only my teeth like a snake's fangs. What does this one mean? I need new hands this time round. What does it mean in that stanza? I need new hands. I'm tired of the same people. What does it mean? Asingwide Rebecca, I picked you and you disappeared last time. Are you back? Asingwide? Again, she's just putting up her hand, not saying anything. Okay, let me take the Gumiza treasure. Treasure?
Can you hear me, teacher?
Yes, dear.
Teacher, for me, I think in that stanza, she just wants to change for the good, to stop pretending like the way how other people do. That's my idea.
Thank you. That's a good one. Thank you. Let me have another one. Marvin Elanga. Marvin?
Hello? It means that
Elanga, it
he
means
admires
what?
his past and is tired of pretending.
Okay.
It means that he admires his past, and he's tired
He's tired of the, yes, he's tired of pretending that is, okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Next person, let me see, Maureen Marcel, say something. Maureen Marcel, say something. Please, let's mute our microphones. Let's mute our microphone. Yes.
It means that he feels uncomfortable with current lifestyle and he feels he should go back to what he used to be. He feels that guilt of pretense that he's having. And so he sees like his past was a better lifestyle than the one he's living currently.
Okay. In short, he wants to regain his old identity.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Next person, someone is asking a question.
Excuse me, sir.
You're excused.
Yes, I'm called Navuma Benika Tiara.
Yes.
I was contributing something that maybe that person wants to be true once again.
Yes, thank you. That is true. He wants to regain his old identity.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. And then finally, he requests his son. He says, show me, son, how to laugh. Show me how I used to laugh and smile once upon a time when I was like you. What does this stanza now mean? Let us have new hands at least come in to tell us something different. Edward Tendo.
Actually, sir, I wanted to give in from the previous paragraph.
It is okay. It's a stanza. You give us from that stanza, then you connect to this one.
The persona seeks healing from the devious lifestyle he has succumbed to due to the society he's in.
True, true, true. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Marvin Elanga, you come in and run away when I choose you. Marvin Elanga, you there? Now some of you are cyber torturing me. I'm not going to. Asingwide Rebecca's hand has been up and you don't want to speak even when I pick you. You're excused.
What if I say that this person would like to be royal or become true, become his?
Yes, he would like to become him true, his true self. The old him, he wants to regain his old identity. That is very correct. Thank you so much. Next person could give us a try. Michelle.
Excuse me.
You're excused.
I think he's trying to get himself to his normal when he was still like his son.
So what does the sun symbolize here? What would you think?
I think the son is behaving exactly like him when he was still that good person.
Okay, so children symbolize innocence. Children symbolize genuine people, because when a child tells you I love you, a child means it. I'm talking about young people. But when they have learned to be corrupt in nature or by the world, they can be lying or deceptive sometimes. So that is very good. I wanted us to interpret this poem as a whole, which we have done. So if I'm to ask someone who can now give me the subject matter, now what do you think is happening in this poem in your own words? Who can be able to give me at least a fair summary of what is happening in this poem in their own words? After us going through all the stanzas, can I have hands up at least. I want someone to share with us, what do you think is now happening in this poem in your own words? Yes, waiting for your hands.
Just leave me.
He wants to use his past to fix his present. He actually wants to run away from his past. He wants to run away from his present and regain his past. Yes, someone is going to try. I'm waiting for you. Yes, what is the subject matter of this poem?
I think.
Yes.
May I talk, teacher?
Please do. You do speak.
Okay. I think the subject matter of this poem is loss of identity because our persona first, he was genuine, honest, and sincere, but then he turned into a hypocrite. He then realizes that his old self was better, so he also wants to gain back his identity. So I think it's loss of identity.
Now you've given us a theme, and yet if you had continued speaking more and more, you'd have given us. Now the best you can do is you look at stanza 1, then you write out what you think, and in one paragraph we state our subject matter in one paragraph. So you make sure you give us your interpretation of stanza 1, stanza 2, stanza 3, right? Subject matter. But it's good, what you've given us is a good hint. It's a good starting place. Thank you. Can I receive other hands? Other people? Other people come in? Subject matter. Please mute your microphone after speaking to us. I'm waiting for hands.
Excuse me.
You're excused.
I think he wants to get back to the normal him according to what his son does.
Okay, wants to get to the normal him. But now there is, when you're writing subject matter, there is more I need to hear. So keep giving us. Now that's students, those who are listening, are we there?
Yes, we are there.
Yep.
Okay. Someone has Gracie. Could you give us your opinion?
Yeah, I think that Once Upon a Time is a free verse poem that focuses on a father's attitude to the cultural change that, like, from the time before, and how the Western culture has affected the native African way of life.
Okay, thank you. That's a good one as well. Please let's mute our microphones. I don't want to mute anyone. Could we do that? Let us mute our microphones. Okay, most of us have an idea of what it is, but if I am to add more, I would say that the poem is about loss of identity or the change in behavior that a father goes. He stays in a community that forces him to transform and lose his true self. In the past, when he was growing up, people were genuine and sincere, unlike the current generation where people are selfish and only mind about themselves. So we can hint on that and say that the current generation is that. But Mr. Kakuru, please help me mute. Help me mute. I'm having issues with people. Bridget, Techno F1, you're giving us such a headache. Aisha, could you please mute your microphone?
Sure, I've already muted my microphone.
The reason I can hear you is because your microphone is on. Kakuru, Mr. Kakuru, please. Thank you. So as I was saying that in the past, people were genuine, and now in the current situation, people are selfish and only mind about themselves. However, he's regretful and asks his son to teach him once more to behave genuine and true to himself. That is what you can say for subject matter. I don't know, Robert Vesco, your hand is up. You want to say something? Robert Vesco, you want to say something? Your hand's up. Asingwide Rebecca, if you're not going to say something, please lower your hand and don't put it up again. Robert Vesco, Techno F1. Bridget, you're speaking. Can I hear what you're trying to tell us? Bridget, your hand is up. Say something and your microphone is already on. Okay, so that is what we can say for that. Now, I remember telling you that the rest of the numbers I want you to do as, I'm going to send you the subject matter I'm going to attach. I've already sent this work as an assignment. So the remaining numbers you're going to approach as a trial exercise. I've already sent the work into your group, into your Google Classroom. You're going to. So I wanted, some people had questions on question approach on essay questions. I'm giving you the last 4 minutes. Let's ask questions on essay questions. Which area disturbs you so that I can be able to help? You put up your hand, then I will pick you. You ask me a question under that. Aisha, you're giving me headache. I mute, you unmute.
Sorry, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh my.
Who is speaking? Pardon? Chidamo, could you ask your question?
Teacher, is an essay written in one paragraph?
An essay?
Yeah. Or
Okay,
it's,
Aisha,
or it's written according to the thing that is being given.
let me just warn Aisha. Aisha, if you cannot help me, I'm going to remove you. If you cannot mute yourself, I'm tired of unmuting you and there's a lot of feedback. Jovia, please ask your question.
Is it written in one paragraph, or it's written according to the thing that is being given you, or the character?
Now, an essay, if you know the traits of an essay, if you know the traits of an essay, that an essay is written in paragraphs. It has an introduction, it has a body, it has a conclusion. That is very important. So writing it, I don't know what you mean by one paragraph. A paragraph is made up of, in one, is an essay written in one paragraph? Essays are written in different paragraphs because different points are put in different paragraphs. For example, if you're writing character traits, introduction alone is a paragraph. After introduction, you have the body. That is also, the body has different paragraphs. Each character trait is put in a different paragraph. For example, those who are doing maybe heart soothers. If you're talking about Aya, you tell me the first trait of Aya, maybe she is loving and caring to her son. So that is a trait. Then you give us another trait. She is a traditionalist. That's another trait. All those are put in different paragraphs. That's what I can tell you, that an essay is written in different paragraphs, not in one paragraph. There is no essay that is written in one paragraph. That will just be a paragraph. Okay, next question, George William.
So I have a question. Yeah, in my school, I think the teacher did not teach us how to write an essay. So if you don't mind, could you get a lesson and briefly tell us how to write an essay and like the introduction, what we're supposed to do, and yeah.
Okay, there are
Thank
so
you.
many things that are involved. I think our last lesson I will look at that. Like half of the lesson, I think I will look at essay writing. Now, when you look at essay writing, it's dependent on the question. Questions like, but all essays have the same structure. That is an introduction, a body, and an essay. What is in an introduction? Introduction, if for example, if you're introducing a character, if the question is describe the character of so and so in any book you're doing. Now, what you're usually going to tell us is who is that character? That is what is in your introduction. And you introduce a character through character relations. For example, is a brother to, is a wife to, is a mother to. That is how you can introduce the characters. Are we together? And then when you talk about maybe if they tell you discuss the theme of poverty. If you're discussing the theme of poverty, what you can do, you basically try to tell us what is poverty in your introduction. Which people are facing poverty? How is it affecting them? You can have something small. You say, for example, that poverty is one of the main themes that is being discussed in the play or in the novel. Many people in this area, maybe you mentioned it in the book, are being affected by, and it is due to, then you say something like that. Then later on the body, you go and identify those places where the incidents are. If it's character traits, if you tell me that Peter is jealous, in the book, he's portrayed as jealous. So you'll be able to tell us in the book, where is he, what does he do that shows that he's jealous? So those are the things we talk about. Of course, I think I have to prepare something comprehensive. It is a whole topic to learn essay writing, but most importantly, essay writing is a skill that you practice. You must learn to practice. That's what we can say. I see our lesson is done. I hope Mr. Kakuru is hearing. Could you give us some more minutes, or we're in a hurry to leave? Mr. Kakuru?